Yep. Yep. Brighton did the double on us. Brighton has done their double on Chelsea. They walked right into Stamford Bridge and played at the bridge as if they were playing at the Amex stadium in Brighton. I mean, you know, it wasn't just Brighton. It's just, I mean, the way they played, their fans, everything. Like, they might as well have been playing at home because at a point in the second half, I mean, we could not even cross half field until after they scored their winning goal, and they went on ahead and pulled back their full court press and defended. Guys, that was just awful, man. I don't know what else to make of this thing. This was terrible display of football by Chelsea. Frank, Lampard. Just, I mean, we're not getting anything from Frank Lampard from the bench. Just again, no ideas, no clues, and it's just like downhill. I mean, we're just going downhill. We're just going downhill. Certain players for starters just have to go. Felix has to go back to his club. I mean, I mentioned that after we lost our last game against Madrid. Felix has to go back. I mean, the second goal, that was Felix's fault. Felix just trying to unnecessarily dribble the ball in our half, knowing fully well that we've been under pressure, and he lost the ball. Not only did he lose the ball, he just stood there and was just did nothing. Had he tried to at least try and win back the ball as soon as he lost it, there's a fair chance that what's his name and Cisco or whatever his name is doesn't score that brilliant strike from 25 yards out. But Felix, I mean, we get nothing from Felix. That's just a waste of 10 million pounds of loan money for 6 months. I mean, just please send him back once this season is over, and do not make it permanent. Otherwise, it's going to be more tears going into next season. Then another player that was just disappointing is Christian Pulisic. Pulisic is just, at this point in time, he's hopeless. He's basically -1. Pulisic is a -1 player for Chelsea in that when he gets the ball, he's going to turn it over. He's going to fall down. He's going to dribble it into cul-de-sac, into 3 or 4 players. He will lose the ball. He in terms of on the offensive end, we're not getting anything from him. He's not helping us to win balls. Then he's going to turn it over in our half, in their half, everywhere. He's actually playing against his team. Pulisic should be done. Just cut him loose, sell him off, whatever bread you can get from Pulisic, let him go. Then another player that was poor, although it's partly due to the fact that he was played a bit out of position, was Trevor Chalobah. He played at right back. In fairness to him, he's not a full back, and Toma just had him for lunch. He basically fried him. Trevor got fried like an egg being fried into omelet by Toma all day. And how Toma did not score is a mystery. And so it was just awful. It was awful display of football by Chelsea. And question is, where do we go from here? Because surely we didn't learn anything out of this game. We got nothing out of this game in terms of what's going to help us going forward to the only remaining important game for Chelsea this season, which is the game on Tuesday at the Bridge against Real Madrid. We got nothing out of this game. I mean, like it's almost as if Frank Lampard treated this game as a training match. Just the lineup that he put on the field was just rubbish. It was unbalanced. It was nonsense. And the only question is, how did Brighton not score at least 3 or 4 goals in the first half? That's the only question. That's really what's making it seem like we had any kind of chance in this game. The reality is that we were never in this game from the first minute. The one goal that we scored was a lucky goal out of a massive flexion. Fair play to Gallagher for taking the shot, but if it wasn't for the flexion, we're probably not scoring a goal again in yet another day. And so we got nothing from this game. We barely tested their goalie, right? We barely had, like, how many times did the goalie had to even make a save? I mean, I know he could have had maybe 1 or 2 saves to make. He barely got tested. We barely created anything of note. We were barely in control at any point. This was just terrible. And so I just don't know. As of right now, there's no hope for Tuesday going forward. And we're just gonna just it's almost as if the players are just going through the motions. The players are just going through the motions. They're playing with no pride, with no intent, with no ideas, with no heart, no inspiration. It's just awful. This is awful football by Chelsea, and these players ought to be ashamed of themselves, every last one of them. Guys, how do you all feel? There's no need for me to ramble on for another 10 minutes. It's just time for prayers. Okay? Have a nice weekend, and subscribe to my channel. Take care. God bless you all. Peace.